Hi, in this video, we are going to talk about pointers and strings. That is, how to access a string using pointer. Okay, so as we all know, strings are nothing but array of characters. Okay, so keeping this in mind, let us start with a very small program, and this video will take us throughout with this simple program, finding the length of the string, that is finding the number of characters in a given string. There are three different ways of doing this. I'm just using a function called strlen to calculate the length of the string. So when I'm calling this function, I can either pass a string constant as an argument, or I can create a character array and pass that character array, or I can create a pointer to a character and pass that pointer. Okay, so whatever it is. So when I'm going to pass the string constant, here S will be pointing to the base address, the first element, right? The address of the first element of the array. When I'm passing this as a character array, when I just say the array name, you all know that array name means the base address. Now when it's a pointer to a character, we know that PTR is a pointer which is going to store the base address of the string. So when we pass this, so I'm passing this, in all these cases you're passing the address. So you're passing this, and now S is going to point to the base address of the string, right? So S is actually pointing to the address of the first element of the string, right? So I've declared n as an integer, and now next is the for loop. So always we know for loop has three components. The first time we enter a for loop, the first two components will be executed. From the second time onwards, the third and the second component will be executed, right? So the first time I'm entering the for loop, so n will be initialized to 0, and now value at S. So S is actually the base address. So value at the base address is compared with null. If it is not equal to null, n is incremented by 1, right? Now S will be made point to the next location. Then we are comparing the value at that particular location. If it is not equal to null, increment n. Then S will be pointing to the third location. Now value at S is not equal to null, increment n. So this will be continued. S will be incremented by 1 every time, and we'll be checking the value at S. If it is equal to null, that means we have reached the end of the string, right? So we know that string is terminated by a null character. So if till this for loop will be executed till the value at S is going to be null. When it is equal to null, it comes out of the loop and prints length of the string equal to whatever the value n holds, right? So this is what we are doing here. So the following slides, we are going to discuss about all these three separately. Now, the first thing, passing the string constant as an argument. So we start with the main. We are declaring a character array, and I'm assigning a string constant to it. Now we are calling this function where you're passing the string constant as an argument. Now it goes here. S will be pointing to the base address, and as usual, I will be initialized to 0. Value at S will be compared with null. If it is not equal to null, I will be incremented. Then S will be made to point to the next location. Now value at that location is compared with null. If it is not equal to null, increment I. Then again S will be moved to the next location. Again the value will be compared. If it is not equal to null, increment I. This will be continuing till the value at S becomes equal to null. That means we have reached the end of the string. Once this becomes equal to null, it comes out of the loop and prints length of string is equal to whatever the value of I. This is how do we pass a string constant to a function. The next way is character array to a function. So here I'm declaring a character str, a character array str. Now getS is a function to get the input of string from the user. So the user enters the string. Let us assume I love string programming. Sorry, I love C programming. That's the input given by the user. Now you're passing that to strlen. So when you str is nothing but the array name, right? When you just say the array name, that means it's the base address. Okay, it's going to be when the array name means the address of the first element of the array. So S will be pointing to the base address, and again as usual this will be continued. So this will help us to find the number of characters in a string. The third way is I'm creating a pointer to a character and assign a value to it. Now my str is going to point to the address of the first location of the string, correct? So I'm creating a pointer to a character and I'm assigning some value to it. So str is going to point to the, or str will hold the address of this string. Now I'm passing this str to the function. As usual, s will be pointing to the first element. Now you check whether the value is equal to null. If it is not equal to null, increment I. Then make the s point to the next location. Check the value. If it is not equal to null, increment I, and so on. When star s becomes equal to null, we know that we have reached the end of the string. So you come out of the loop and you print the length of the string. So these are the three different ways of passing a string to a function. You can either pass it as a string constant or a character array or as a pointer to a character. Fine. Okay. Now, let us see some more about pointer to a character. So a very simple program to demonstrate that. So here we start with the main. You can see I created a pointer to a character and I've initialized some I love C programming to that, right? Now please understand this string, okay, it is stored in a shared read-only location. So when you say it is read-only location, you can only view it, you cannot edit it, okay? So this string will be stored in a read-only location. That is, it cannot be edited. You can read it, you cannot edit it. But this pointer str is stored in a read-write memory. So read-write memory is you can read as well as edit or write something to it. Okay, so now when you say this, you can see here str is pointing to the base address of the string. Okay, I can make this str point to some other address. That is possible because str is stored in a read-write memory. You can either read the value present in str or you can also modify the value present in str. Okay, pointer str, but you cannot change this string because the string is stored in a read-only memory. So when I try to change, I wanted to change the value present in str plus 7 to capital C. Okay, an example. When I want to change the value present in str plus 7 to capital C, I will get this error, segmentation fault, core dump. So core dump is the error you will usually get if you try to edit something which is present in a read-only location. Okay, I'm trying to change something, change the string, a part of the string that is not permitted because I can only view the string, I cannot edit it. But I can make this str point to a different location. That is possible, that is permitted, right? So this you'll have to understand. So now this string is stored in a read-only location. This pointer to character is going to hold the base address of this, but still I can make this pointer point to something else also if I want to, because that can be read as well as written on it. But this one can only be read. I can only view the string. I cannot edit it or modify it. Is that clear? I hope everything is fine for you. Thank you all.